Hello everybody, this is Orcaflop, and I'm coming at you with another video, and I'm really sad right now because, sorry about the lighting. It was just announced today by Bob Pockrass on Twitter and by Barney Visser in a statement that Furniture Row Racing, the defending championship team with my boy Martin Truex Jr., is going to cease operations after 2018. This goes to show you how expensive it is to run a team and a one race car for NASCAR. We have been complaining about this like we have been everything else. I believe Roger Penske mentioned that it's the same price to field 4 Indy cars in the Verizon IndyCar Series to fund one NASCAR in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. To fund one stock car. Funding one stock car in the Cup Series costs the same to fund 4 Indy cars in the Verizon IndyCar Series. That is ridiculous. How did we get to this point with Furniture Row Racing? Well, after they won the championship in 2017, which was by far the coolest thing I've ever seen in NASCAR history, at least in my opinion. They ended up, I think it was their contract with, the Joe Gibbs Alliance ended after 2018, so they had to find, they tried to renew the contract, but guess what? Almost right after Brian France gets arrested for the DUI, 5 Hour Energy pulls sponsorship from Furniture Row Racing. And with that sponsorship pulled, Furniture Row Racing can't rely on auto owners and Bass Pro Shops, and let alone their own sponsor, Furniture Row, to fund all the races. That's not enough income. So they were searching for sponsors, and ultimately they didn't find anything. So they ended up having, when you don't find big sponsors to fund your race cars and your team and organization, you're ultimately, if you have an alliance with another team, you're not going to be able to fund any more dollars to still have an alliance with that team. And ultimately, that's what happened to Furniture Row Racing. They lost their 5 Hour Energy sponsorship. They couldn't find any new sponsors. And they ultimately are going to have to cease operations to sell because they cannot no longer fund that Joe Gibbs Alliance. So why is this bad? Because you got to think about this. The championship, defending championship winning team, Martin Truex Jr. and Furniture Row Racing, Cole Pearn, Clayton Hughes, all those guys at Furniture Row might be, they'll either get an opportunity at other teams, which I don't think will happen, because of the sole fact that no one really picks up free agents from dying teams, as we've seen in the past. H. Scott Racing, for example, they're either going to be sitting at the couch and watching on TV, or if they're lucky enough, they'll be able to get found by another team in another organization. So, in a nutshell, the defending championship team, Furniture Row Racing, is going to cease operations after 2018, being the defending champion. This just proves how hard it is to fund a race car. And it also proves that when, drivers win races, when they win championships, all that, more money goes to NASCAR, and it goes to the sponsors that put their logos for $10 million, whatever the price is, on the race car for every single weekend on race day. The money goes to NASCAR and the sponsors, and then the lower part of the cut goes to the teams and the drivers and the crew chiefs and the spotters. It's an unbalanced system that we have had since Brian France is CEO, and I'm actually not going to put this whole thing on Brian France, considering I mean, it's kind of been an issue even before Brian France was CEO, so I'm not going to put the entire blame on it, but I'm saying Brian France made it worse. It's corrupt. Even you hear, this is almost the same reason Roush Fenway Racing died. They kept losing money because they weren't winning as much, and ultimately, guess what? They're running right next to Front Row Motorsports and Levine Family Racing because all their income has gone down a shithole, and they haven't been able to fund a solid race car due to the funding it needs to put a race car on track on race day and get the sponsorship needed to represent your race car and team. So I'm just so depressed because I love Martin Truex Jr. He's been one of my favorites since 2007. Him and Brad Keselowski have been my two favorite. Truex, the only team that hasn't shut down that he's been on has been Chip Ganassi Racing. And I think Junior Motorsports or DEI for the Busch Series. I can't remember. But, he obviously Michael Waltrip Racing shut down, and then he came to Furniture Row. Or actually, no, he got kicked out of MWR, but MWR still shut down after 2015. Now he goes to Furniture Row. 2014 was horrible. 2015, he had one win at Pocono, and he made it to the Final Four on consistency. Ended up, I think, getting fourth out of all the other three drivers, but hey, that's not bad. 2016, he won 4 to 5, 6 races, and he ended up blowing an engine at Talladega. And then last year, he won 8 races and won the championship in 2017. And then this year, he's already got 4 wins, and he's been consistent, but seems to be going a little bit downhill than uphill. I just want to thank all the guys at Furniture Row Racing. Barney Visser, you're a great guy. Cole Pern, I appreciate you being a crew chief for Martin Truex Jr. I hope, you find an opportunity at Gibbs, and if Truex, whatever ride he goes to, I hope you're right along with him on the same path. Same with you, Clayton Hughes. You're a great spotter. If you don't get an opportunity with Truex, I'm gonna miss the stage winner MTJ. It just sucks because I feel I watched Kamikaze's video. I feel exactly how he does. Our Martin Truex Jr. fans are heartbroken because for the first time since in a while, Truex has been a serious contender, and these have been the only times that Furniture Row Racing as a whole has been a contender. So to see it go down like this is really sad, and I hope Truex either goes to Gibbs in the 19 or to Stewart-Haas in the 41. I think Gibbs is more likely because Truex has never been with Ford and he's never been with Stewart-Haas, but either way, either or, it could happen. I hope someone picks him up. He's a free agent. I'm just really depressed right now because I don't even know if Truex is going to be as competitive as he is now. So, again, thanks Barney Visser for all the memories. All we can do now is hope that Truex goes back-to-back championships before the 78 car dies and Furniture Row Racing shuts down. So, I'm going to miss seeing this car on track every weekend. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I didn't really. Sorry about the lighting. Could have been better. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.